Friends, I welcome you to my channel. Before listening to this story, I will ask you to like and subscribe. It is not difficult for you, but it is pleasant for me. And we're starting. All the characters in the story who enter into intimate relationships are over 18 years old. It was one of those days that fall in early autumn, warm, but not too bright, but at the same time not cutting the eye. There was a freshness in the air, cobwebs and leaves were flying, so it should have been like autumn. Alas, something elusive just didn't fit into the usual picture. Nowadays, nothing felt the same anymore. The fucking COVID was still walking the streets, and I was packing up for a walk. I had a mask and some hand sanitizer with me. A man can't be too careful when going outside. It was noon, and this man needed something to cheer him up. After leaving the house, I went to a place in the neighborhood. Inside, vaguely familiar personalities propped up the walls with their backs, and we nodded to each other. These are the greetings we have now, in these strikingly ridiculous and strange COVID times. The girl behind the counter was cheerful, too cheerful for a day like this. I ordered, as usual, chicken chipotle one with a side dish of oatmeal. I wasn't in the mood for surprises today. I've had too many of them lately, and not all of them have been pleasant. While paying the bill, I noticed a piece of paper slightly crookedly taped to the bar. The inscription on it read, "A small detective agency. Let's take on your case for just $3. As you can see, it was a local company, and they took cheap. And I love cheapness, so I called and made an appointment. There was a noticeable impatience in their voice, and it made me a little nervous. When I got to the office, its door was open. I didn't know if that was a good sign. When I entered, they were already waiting for me. Their office was cozy, not too spacious. Actually, it was their parents' living room. The table at which they sat solemnly was laid out and neatly tidied, maybe even too neatly. They probably really needed my case. They were sitting next to each other with their hands on the table so that I could see them. It was a good sign, and I didn't have to worry about any unpleasant surprises. The detectives looked young, too young, perhaps 10 years old each, with a rich 4 years of experience in business. They met me with intense glances and spoke to me in short, monotonous phrases. "Mr. Wordsworth?" "That's right. Just Words." "Nice to meet you, Mr. Words. How can we help you?" "This is my dog." "Your dog?" "Yes. I think she's lying to me." "Is he cheating? Like when they play poker?" "No. Cheating means cheating. I think someone else is fondling her." "Uh-huh. Clear. And what do you want us to do about it?" "I want you to follow her, check where she's hanging out and what she's doing. Hopefully we'll see who's stroking her and when." "And then what?" "Just tell me what you found out, and then I'll figure it out myself." They looked at each other awkwardly. We don't want to break the laws, Mr. Words. If you're planning some kind of revenge, we are not going to participate in it." "Well, I've seen this attitude before. I would have paid them handsomely for the information, but they washed their hands of it if things went awry. Typical crooks." I noticed an elastic band stuck to the soles of their shoes. It looked like double bubble chew gum, and their dangling legs didn't reach the ground. Bad taste, but for some reason I liked it. "There will be no revenge. I just need information," I assured them. They exchanged meaningful, knowing glances. I think they decided they could deal with me. "Do you have a recent photo of her?" "Even better than the photo. She's waiting outside." "We understand. Could you bring her here?" Without turning around, I called out loudly, "Penny, come here." I heard a clack, clack, clack as she hurried into the room. My doll knew how to make an impression with her appearance. They obviously liked what they saw, and for a moment there was something on their faces that bothered me. What can you do? Penny always has this effect. She's a real beauty. The detectives at the table looked at each other again and nodded to each other. "Come here, Penny. Come to me, girl. A good girl." They vied with each other to call her. She left me in the blink of an eye without even looking in my direction. No hesitation. My beauty knew what she wanted, and now she wanted them. Penny jogged around the table and, with her head up, settled between their chairs as if she belonged there. Maybe that's how it was. Ladies, they're such flighty people. And these private investigators also call themselves professionals. Yes, they turned out to be just as spoiled as everyone else before them. This couple started stroking Penny, my Penny, in 4 hands, as if she belonged to them. They giggled like schoolgirls. "Well, They were probably schoolgirls. Penny responded animatedly to the caresses and began to caress and lick their hands herself. She whined merrily and seemed unable to get enough of the way they pleasured her. What a fool, huh? She buried her face and caressed their bare knees. She betrayed me in front of my very eyes. A man should never look at such things. Now I knew that everything I suspected was true. Penny was a natural flirt, and she couldn't be trusted. These two wanted her, and she was wholeheartedly ready to indulge in intimate games with them. It seems that I have received an answer to the questions I came to this agency with. Finally, the detectives pulled themselves together and turned to face me. We think we have the information you were interested in. That's a typical scam. They seduced my pretty Penny in front of my eyes, and they were going to charge me money anyway for information that I knew without them. That'll be $3, Mr. Words, the chewing detective said sternly. Here's $6 for you. It's important for me to know if she climbs on the furniture when I'm not around.